Hello, everyone. My name is Allison Ball, and I'm a sophomore English and Criminology major studying at West Virginia University. For the past 7 months, I've worked alongside Dr. Rosemary Hathaway, an associate English professor at West Virginia University, in our research on young-adult Appalachian literature. The title of our project is More Diverse Than You Might Imagine, a survey of recent young-adult Appalachian literature. I would like to start off with the purpose of our research, which is to compile an annotated bibliography of young adult Appalachian books, show the availability of the diverse literature in the genre and advocate for more, and bring to light more books containing positive representations and ideals and the need for more. So what exactly is young adult Appalachian literature? The definitions of both young adult literature and Appalachian literature can be controversial with lots of different opinions about what makes a text young adult or Appalachian. For our purposes, we're defining it as a genre of literature tailored to adolescent audiences that include an Appalachian setting, aspects from Appalachian culture, and have young adult protagonists. Although this isn't a definition that everyone uses to identify young adult Appalachian literature, it is what we have identified it as. One of the main reasons we chose this project was to aid in efforts to locate literature for young people that can help push back against Appalachian stereotypes and that reflects the realities of its young people. Growing up in southern West Virginia has taught me so much about the importance of community and taking pride in where I come from. The poor white hillbilly stereotype that is oftentimes portrayed in Hollywood films and television is not a true depiction of Appalachia. Not only is Appalachia a region that has beautiful scenery and recreational tourism, but it is a place where beautifully diverse people are a huge part of what makes Appalachia, Appalachia. As you can see, there are two images, one of past Appalachia and one of present. Although there were also many people of color living in the Appalachian region during the time of the black and white photo, which was taken by Shelby Lee Adams, many just think of white residents in this area. The other image is of students from Appalachian State University that were accepted into their Diversity Scholars Program, which brings students together from multiple backgrounds to work on scholarship, community, and service. These images are what we want to locate in Appalachian literature, going from the poor white hillbilly narrative to the accurate, diverse one that has been swept under the rug. So far in our research, we have created a comprehensive bibliography of all the young adult Appalachian books we could find through the WorldCat database. This has allowed us to take note of the author, publishing companies and their locations, publication dates, WVU library availability, and a description of the novel, which has helped us to gain access to the books on the list. We have also discovered that there are more young adult Appalachian novels than we expected. We expected to find maybe 50 tops, but so far we have found 98. After making this list, we began looking more closely at specific examples to see if, by our definitions, these books were truly young adult and Appalachian, and to see if these novels resisted stereotypes and presented a more diverse portrait of the region. Below are images of the books I have read in our research so far. You'll be able to see these novels explained more in depth through our QR code. Anyone can scan this with their cameras to have access to our list and see what we've accomplished so far. Feel free to add comments to any of the books using the commenting tool in Google Docs, and add any books to the end of the list that you feel fall into our genre of interest. Our initial research revealed that the only published list of Appalachian children's literature is Heron and Oliver's 2010 reference book, Appalachian Children's Literature, an annotated bibliography. This bibliography was helpful to give us examples of what literature did exist for Appalachian literature. Although it says children's literature, it does include a variety of young adult literature as well, except they're more history-based, like books on the life and legacy of Davy Crockett. In the future, we intend to make our bibliography accessible to the public and continue our research by adding more books under the young adult Appalachian genre, and consider more questions we have about the books, such as differences in small and large publishing companies and what books exist in other age ranges. In our research so far and future endeavors, it is important to give the public easy access to this genre. It isn't one that many see promoted on a Barnes & Noble bookshelf, and our bibliography helps to give the genre the positive recognition it deserves. It is also important to show Appalachian young adults that they are important and that their stories are not part of a perpetuated stereotype. Being an Appalachian native of West Virginia, I have been pushed to leave the state in hopes of more prosperous places, but this work has made me realize that if the youth of Appalachia leave, there will be no one to change the negative views of the region. This need for inclusion is even more crucial for young Appalachians, who are further marginalized by race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, religion, and other factors. Something that has called attention to this need for inclusion is the Own Voices movement, which was created in 2015 by the author Corinne DeVis. This term is used to describe literature, including diverse groups, written by authors from those same groups. While this movement has started the conversation, there is still more work to be done. Changing the poor white hillbilly stereotype will show people from the region and beyond it has not and still does not today accurately reflect the people of Appalachia. Thank you, Dr. Rosemary Hathaway and the Appalachian Studies Association.